Coming July 11th, 2017, The Fate of the Furious, extended director's cut only on home video. Check out the affiliate link below for more information. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, here with some Star Wars news. Well, it's not really news. It's kind of a pre-announcement as well as a predictions sort of thing. So, talking with Kathleen Kennedy the other day, she admitted in an interview that the brain trust behind future Star Wars films hasn't quite figured out where to go post the Han Solo movie, right? Because we know we got Rogue One. Rogue One was great. People loved it. $1 billion in the box office for the first standalone film. And they don't quite know what to do going forward, but they're going to have an announcement pretty soon. She says here, we haven't identified the story yet. We have a couple of things right now that we're circling, and we'll make a decision between the two pretty shortly. It's probably for 2020, and we'll make a decision by June. So we know, here's what we know for certain. Okay, so December 2017, Star Wars episode, whatever is episode 8. Then we have May, so Memorial Day weekend 2018. So next year is Han Solo. So it's only going to be a 6-month wait between the two. That's like Marvel levels of goodness there. Then of course it's going to be May 2019 will be Star Wars episode 9. And that's going to be kind of what they have for right now. Then they have a Memorial Day 2020. What's going to go there? Well, you want my honest opinion, they're going to be circling around probably some safe bets right now. Rogue One was an experiment, but it paid off. But they also know that Han Solo is going to be something that's going to pull in a lot of green, especially opening up on Memorial Day weekend, provided the Memorial Day weekend is nowhere near as bad as this past Memorial Day weekend, which was like one of the lowest it had been in 20 years. Like, it was just a slow weekend for movies. And I do want to go into a whole thing as to why that is. But anyway, the whole point here is that they're going to want to play it a little bit safe, I think, post the trilogy, post the final trilogy, if they are going to end the Skywalker saga there. So basically, my theory is it's going to probably be the Boba Fett movie. Or not Boba Fett. It's probably going to be the Obi-Wan movie. Ewan McGregor is looking for some work. Okay, Trainspotting 2 did not do well. Yes, he was Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast, so he's established that he has and that's been over $1 billion in the box office, and he did a great job as that character, so I'm pretty sure Disney wants to reward him to an extent and give him something they can continue to bank on their relationship with. So an Obi-Wan movie is something he has expressed interest in, and that could be a very interesting take on it, because people out there are running on the assumption that Rey is in fact a Kenobi. Right? Rey is somehow a Kenobi. But Rey would be more in tune of being like Luke's daughter in that age range than like Obi-Wan. Because Obi-Wan has been dead for like 30 plus years at this point. And Rey is like in her late teens, early 20s, maybe mid 20s. We don't really know how old she is. So her being a Kenobi, I don't think is going to make a lot of sense unless somewhere along the lines, you know, Obi-Wan went back to an ice planet like Hoth, jerked off into a fucking icicle. They were able to cryo-freeze that shit. Somehow Rey's mother was like on Hoth looking to masturbate, ended up grabbing a fucking icicle, going to town. Somehow his jizz, and that, I mean, like, it's a long shot, but it's, you know, the Force is real in this particular world. So anything could happen. And that is a horrifically graphic way of talking about how Rey would be Kenobi's kid. But the point I'm trying to get to is I don't think it's going to be that. But an Obi-Wan story that connected into Rey's story, if they're somehow related or somehow connected, could be a way of very much filling in any plot holes that might come from episode 9 and episode 8, or episode 8, episode 9. Like, that's what I'm thinking. And if they're pushing for a 2020 release, then that would basically think of it like this. Rogue One, to a lot of people, was unnecessary because we already know the story of how the rebellion got their hands on the Death Star plans and then taking out the Death Star. We already know that, but this gave us to look at as to what happened. So if we want to learn more about Rey, that might take us back to when Obi-Wan had first gone into hiding, and maybe he ended up on Jakku, or maybe he ended up with something or another. But I also don't know how that's going to work out because just the timelines are so different. Obi-Wan would have been dead 10 to 15 years before Rey was born. That is, unless somehow using the power of the Force, using the power of midichlorians as a ghost, Obi-Wan was able to impregnate a chick. That's another option too. Okay, so I don't think that's really going to be a thing. That is unless somebody cloned Obi-Wan Then Obi-Wan got Rey's mom's prey. There's so many options here. I don't know why I'm focusing on that. I'm sorry. But the other thing is, like I said, there could be a Boba Fett movie. I think if they're going to do a Boba Fett movie, that would tie in with maybe a Boba Fett game. Visceral Studios with Amy Hennig and was it Jade Raymond are going to be doing that through EA. We know nothing about that. We might have an announcement at E3 here pretty soon because they said we'll make a decision by June. Right? They'll make a decision by June. Here's the thing, though, too, with that, is this might tie in with E3 and whatever games they're releasing for Star Wars. We know Battlefront 2 comes out this winter. Awesome sauce. But we also know that D23 is the middle of July, and Comic-Con is the week after. And D23 is for Star Wars and Disney stuff, and Comic-Con is, I don't know if they're going to do Star Wars stuff at Comic-Con this year, but the point is, those are the two events where they would announce something like this. So if they're, and these are both in July, not in June. So it might tie into E3, which would then lead me to believe that it's maybe more of a Boba Fett type thing. So that's something we're going to have to wait to see on, but I don't think they're going to go too far out in terms of what kind of anthology story to tell. People want a Boba Fett film because Boba Fett has cult icon status. People want an Obi-Wan film because, well, Obi-Wan's a badass, and we got a lot of Obi-Wan from back in the Clone Wars animated series. So that would be something that maybe that they would go for. I'm going to bank more on Obi-Wan than I am on Boba Fett, but I think it's boiling down between those two. Because who else would it be? Would it be a Chewbacca movie? No. No, it wouldn't be a Wookiee movie. There, you know, would it be an Ewok movie? No. Would it be a Lando movie? Maybe. But they wouldn't even announce a Lando movie unless they had previously worked a deal with Donald Glover during the Han Solo thing. So we don't know what his contract is yet, so anything could happen with that. Would it be a standalone Luke film? Probably not, because the Skywalker saga is going to end, and then wanting to jump back in time with the Skywalker makes no sense. So probably it's going to boil down to Boba Fett or Obi-Wan. But I want to know your guys' thoughts and speculations and predictions on this. So be sure to let me know in the comments below. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day. And remember to comment, to thumbs up the video, subscribe if you're new. Check back often for more movie news and commentary from me. I'll chit chat to you guys later. Have yourself a good one, and peace out.